Hey everybody, welcome back to the Odious Soul. My name is Shannon, and who wants to see the chicken coop we are building? So, it's really bright. Excuse me, but here it is. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little tour and explain some of the things that we're doing, okay? So this is the rear of our garage, okay? And we thought this would be good because it's pretty much as close to center of our property line as we can get. The garage is actually in the center of our property, so right immediately behind it I feel is the safest for zoning. And here is the garage door, and we're inside. We're looking at the coop from here. So the garden, like the raised beds, you can kind of see through the little opening there. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the run come out from basically the sides here and come straight out away from the garage. And we're not sure about sizing on that. That'll come later. We'll probably start with a cheap small run for the 5 babies we have right now and then go from there. But to kind of go over how we started this. So we started with cinder block base. The ones on the outside are like 12 by 12 by 8. The ones in the middle are the regular, what is it, like 8 by 6 by 12, 8 by 6 by 8, whatever it is. We did kind of make them as level as we could, put a base of like sand and stone, and then set them down there. Apparently we were about a 1 inch off. So we then went and built the flooring, and that's how we figured we were like 1 inch off. But by that time it was like, okay, this is close enough. So over here we're actually going to have a door. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you better. All right, so this is the opening where we'll have a door, and right now my plan is to do a 3-door system. So on the bottom here, I want a door that folds down and out. So that way, if we do the deep bed litter method, it will keep the litter in when we open the door, and it can just fold forward. I also want like a split door, like a barn style door, so that way in the winter I can open the lower half and still see in, but I can keep the top closed, therefore reducing drafts. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works. If we come around here to the back, right now we have a 3-inch gap between the garage and the back, and I've cut out a window there, and the window I plan to kind of go this way, so the hinges on top, and that will have mesh behind it. And that's for a lot of reasons. Primarily, out of all the videos I've seen, that's like the best thing, because that way the window can't get blown open. You know, if the hinges are on the side, you know, wind gusts can take it. So we'll have it from the bottom, and that will be secured, but with the mesh behind it, we don't have to worry too much about predators, so it won't be like a carabiner locked window. All these doors here will be locked with like a gate latch, and then secured with carabiners. Now this is the other side. Oh, looks like somebody's playing with the chainsaw. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. So over here I cut out another window. This will be the same thing, hinges on top. It'll come out from the bottom. And then down there is the chicken door right there. And honestly, I was kind of foolish when I cut it. I did not put it 6 inches above the floor, and I should have. I just now realized my mistake. So I might have to think about that today and see if there's any way to correct it. Whoops. I could probably easily, I don't know, I'll figure that out later. So whoops on me. So then this is the other side here. This is where our nesting boxes are going to be. This window here is stationary. It's purely for decorative, and then light inside there. So and that is in between the 2x4s and the siding, so not worried about predators in that window. I did use some flashing above the nesting boxes. I know I'm not a professional contractor, don't make fun of me. I see how it rippled when I put the siding on, but nonetheless, it's there. Gotta figure out what I'm doing for the roof of the siding boxes. I'm probably going to shingle it, since that's what we decided to do with the roof. So let's talk about the roof here for a second. So originally I was going to do like a polycarbonate corrugated panel because we're going to turn Sammy's house into a greenhouse. So that roof here will all be clear polycarbonate, and then that part there was probably going to get changed to a solid color polycarbonate. That would be more of the shed portion of the greenhouse. So I wanted something to be similar on this. I wanted it to kind of match. Plus, you know, the garage has some kind of siding, like some kind of corrugated. I don't know if it's metal or poly up there. I have no idea. But I was thinking being consistent. So I was looking at light transmission before I decided, and I started doing some more research on these panels for chicken coops. Well, they can make things really hot, okay? So that was my worry. But you can go with a solid color, it'll keep it from getting hot, right? Well, then I started reading how the real problem with poly roofs or plastic roofs, PVC roofs, whatever, is the condensation. Now, here is something very important. You have to keep the chicken coop dry. When it comes to chickens, they can get wet, but you want them to be dry because you don't want mold, mildew, and stuff to kind of get crept in there. They are very prone to respiratory diseases. Like, that is like the main problem with them. So you have to keep the chicken coop super dry. So therefore, a roof that causes condensation is not a good roof. So another option was metal, but again, condensation's a problem with that. And why would I put metal roofing on top of plywood sheets? Because that just adds more money. I was going to spend $100 on this roof, and now I have to put plywood, and plywood in early 2021 is not cheap. It is a ridiculous amount of money. So we do have shingles left over from when my brother built or redid Sammy's house. And we also got asphalt paper. Like, we have that stuff. So all we needed to do was buy roofing nails, and we got the roof. So we're gonna do shingles. That's why we're doing it. Typically, shingles is a more expensive way to go, but since we have it, it's actually free, minus the plywood that cost us over $100. So, but that's why we're doing that. So since I already have everything, I might just carry on and do the shingles on the nesting boxes too. Now, the nesting boxes, we're gonna have a door that comes, so hard doing this mirror-wise, coming down this way. So here are lessons I've learned from other YouTubers. Number one, the door. Have a bottom door that folds down and not out. The bottom portion, if you do that, if you do the deep bed litter method, that way your litter doesn't fall out. I also heard people talking about when they just have a door that opens in the winter time, you have, like, sometimes it freezes and you have to chisel out the litter that's there to even get the door closed. So if you have a door that folds down and only folds down when you want it to fold down, that'll help keep that deep bed litter in there, which is also why I realized my mistake on the chicken door. Gonna have to fix that today. Gonna have to figure out something, because that was an epic fail on my part. So we'll work on that. Also, like I said, lessons learned from other YouTubers. The windows, having them hinge at the top, and then just figuring out a way to prop them open will save you having it being broken. Ventilation. So this coop should have a lot of ventilation, like the space above the door. I don't know if you can see that there's actually like a 2x4 and then another 2x4. That will be open all the time, even in winter. It's the highest point of the chicken coop, so that will always allow ventilation. Also, the way we designed the roof, and I don't know if you can tell, but the 2x4s that the plywood will rest on are above the 2x4 that's running this way. So some of that, the lower parts, we're going to fill. It'll be solid, but the upper part will still be open. So that way, even in wintertime, there will be ventilation on the roof, around the roof, to let out the heat, the moisture, the ammonia that's created from the deep bed litter. So What else have I learned from other YouTubers? Trying to think here. Oh, nesting boxes. So you see a lot of people that have nesting boxes that raise up. That can actually startle and scare the birds. Plus, if it's inclement weather, raining, snowing, it allows that stuff to get in the nesting boxes. So by having a door that folds down, you can much easier, if a bird's in there roosting at the time, or brooding or laying an egg or whatever, it's gonna startle them less. And it's also easier to clean out as well. You don't have to get in the coop to clean it out. You don't have to stick your hand down in there and get it. I can open this up and I can clean them out if I need to. And it's also, go back to the other side here. So you'll notice the nesting boxes are 12 inches high. Why did I do this? Well, for one, if we're doing the deep litter method, this is gonna have like 6 inches of bedding in it at any given time, okay? Like it's gonna pile up, it's gonna get crazy in here. So you need to have the nesting boxes up off the floor. Plus, you want them above the litter, you know, by 6 to 12 inches at least, because they want to get up there, they want privacy. That's another reason why you want them higher. And then when it comes to roosting bars, you want your roosting bars above this. So I gotta basically do all my roosting higher than that, because otherwise they'll try to roost in the nesting boxes. All the things I'm learning from YouTube. YouTube's an amazing place, isn't it? So those are some of the things I've learned. Oh, the door is on the side. Why did I put the door on the side and not in the run? Well, that way I don't have to go into the run to open the door. This has lots of pros. I made this high enough to where I can basically bring a wheelbarrow right up to here, and I can scoop all the litter out into the wheelbarrow, and then I can take the wheelbarrow directly to the compost bin. This is huge, okay? You don't wanna have to like bend over and be strenuous. You don't wanna actually have to get in your coop if you don't have to. Like, so this is easier on my back. Just makes the whole cleanup process easier regardless. All right, so another thing is when I'm cleaning it out, I can kick all the girls out, close this door, they can all be in the run, and they can leave me alone while I am cleaning out their house. This is huge. I've seen so many people where they're like, I really wish I didn't have my access door to the run, to the coop inside the run. So that's huge for me. Same thing with the nesting boxes. So we'll have a fence that comes out here, a fence that comes out here, and then the access to the boxes are going to be outside of the run area. This will be like a walkway outside, and that way I don't have to go into the run and muck up my boots. I don't have to go into the run and get all dirty shoe-wise just to collect eggs, which is huge. I can go into the run when I want to go in the run and spend time with the girls, but I don't have to go in there to clean. I don't have to go in there to gather eggs. Like, that is all done outside of the run area. And that I've definitely heard from several people that is amazing. Because, you know, if I'm out here showing somebody my garden and I want to show them how cool it is to gather eggs and how, like, oh, let's go look to see if there's any eggs. You know, if they're in cute little sandals, they're not going to want to trudge through the nastiness of a chicken run. But we can come over on the side here and we can easily open this up and gather the eggs without getting too dirty. So, what else have I learned? Oh, another thing is overhang. Have the overhang this. Now, I didn't do a very good job at that. All right, so my nesting boxes do come out a little bit farther, but it is protected a little bit because you don't want your roof to drain on top of your nesting boxes, because that just increases the likelihood of getting water in there. Now, what we plan on doing, maybe not immediately, but at some point this year, we'll actually put a gutter on the edge of this roof, okay? I'm so bad at this. We'll do a gutter here, which will drain into one of our blue barrels that we have over there, but we'll move it over here. So that'll be our rainwater collection, and that will help water our little baby girls without having to drag a hose or bring water up here. So there's a lot of great YouTube videos on how to turn a rain barrel into water systems for your chickens. So I definitely want to somehow implement that into my chicken coop process, just to make watering them easier for them to have, you know, regular water, you know, me having to carry it less every day out here. So if you guys watch my other videos, we had our our well tank, like the tank that the well pumps into, we had that changed over, and they installed a check valve. So I was without water outside for months. I did just finally get a plumber out here. Thank you, Henry Stevens, you rock. I did have a plumber come out here and take that off, so that way I can have water outside again. But anything can happen. It just shows you anything can happen here in the winter time. That outside pump can sometimes freeze and not want to produce water. So that's a concern. But if I have a rain barrel with water in it, then I only have to fill that up. You know, I keep that filled, and if the rain can help with that, snow melt, you know, that's amazing right there. So what else? I think that's it for today. Today I'm gonna work on, I'm gonna try to get, I think I'm gonna try to paint the sides of the coop so that way I can install the windows. I definitely want to put the mesh in today. Apparently I'm gonna fix the chicken door. Like I said, not sure how I'm gonna do that, but I'll figure out a way. I'm Shannon, I can do anything. So fix that, make that better. And then, and what else? Oh, non-chicken stuff. I think I'm gonna try to do the strawberries, like take them out of the tires and fill that up with compost today. So, but anyway, lots of projects. It never stops. I work harder on my days off from work than I do when I work. Well, not really, but I do more physical labor on my days off work. It's like I never stop moving. But anyway, and I still have so much gardening stuff to do. Like, nothing's prepared. But chicken coop's a priority, right? So I'm gonna try to get the nesting boxes done, put the wire mesh on all the open spaces, windows above the door, maybe start building the door, and fixing the chicken coop, the hole. Oh, can't believe I did that. Yeah, I can. I'm so excited. I just want to get everything done. I need to slow down, take a deep breath, make sure I'm doing everything right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You all are amazing. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, and thank you for joining me on my chicken coop adventures. Let's see what happens in the future and what kind of craziness I get into. Take care. Have a good one.